Hello there gang, and welcome to Displaying-Model-Behaviour. There's a whole bunch of news out there, so let's talk about it. NECA are also doing a Last Ronin battle-damaged turtle. Well, Michelangelo, it's hardly a spoiler anymore. Michelangelo, and just a naked turtle, essentially. Doesn't that look weird? Like, we always see the turtles like this, but without the bandanas or any other kind of costuming, it's like, it just looks so bare. It's bare-ass Last Ronin here. But the sculpting looks real good. I mean, NECA just keep delivering with their comic book turtles, and this is no exception. He looks so mean, so grizzled. At first I was like, is this some kind of a monster turtle? But no, it's just Michelangelo who's been through the wars, and damn, he looks jacked, man. I want to know what his program is. Almost got a bit of a roid belly on him, but yeah, I really love the aesthetics of this. So it's going to be retailing for $36.99 and releasing around about August this year, so you won't even have to wait very long to get him. But yeah, the more I'm looking at this, I dig it, man. I really dig this guy. NECA are doing a Sinja Robots 2-pack from the Last Ronin Ninja Turtles story. And help me out here. I feel like these have been released separately before. Have they? I feel like I've seen these already. But, you know, the old grey mare, she ain't what she used to be. The mind plays tricks. But whatever form they came in before, now you can get them in a 2-pack. So if you want to army build some of these guys to have the Last Ronin tearing through them, well, it's going to get very expensive to do that. But at least you can do if you want to. You've got the option, and these guys, they do look pretty badass. So I'm trying to see if we have a release date or a price yet on these. Not that I can see. Shipping this month, though. So they are going to be available very, very soon. And yeah, as a Cyber Ninja 2-pack, they look pretty cool.
So, guys, thought that after beating Super Duper Fly, all was back to normal? Well, not quite.
Man, someone over at Heat Boys is doing their best to squeeze all the juice out of their Mech Ninja Turtles figures, and who can blame them? They do look very, very pretty, and now they look pretty in gold. So this is going to be limited to 600 pieces, only available at, I think, a China and a Taipei toy exhibitions. So the Taipei is getting 200 actually, and then there's 599 going to the China place. But I'd imagine you'll probably find them online as well. I'd be very impressed if 600 people bought them at the China Toy Fair, but who knows? There might be a lot of big fans there. So yeah, Golden Raphael. For the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle collector who has everything, now you can get this guy. Going live for pre-order on the 18th of this month are the McFarlane Marvel statues, which still feels like a strange sentence to put together. The McFarlane Marvel. It's a funny crossover, but that's what we're getting. Not action figures, but statues. So I'm sure that makes Todd McFarlane even happier. He's like, ooh, no articulation at all. Oh, wonderful. And they look, yeah, I don't know. Something about it isn't sparking joy in me. I don't know, maybe it's just because they're not action figures, but I like a good statue every now and then. But I think Spider-Man looks pretty cool. Deadpool, I don't know. I mean, I really like the fact that it's slavishly true to the Rob Liefeld design from the front cover that this pose appears on. So, I don't know, maybe because it's such a recreation of the Rob Liefeld pencils, I'm like, I don't know, it doesn't quite look right. But I don't know, if you're a big time classic 90s fan, this might absolutely be for you. I think the Spidey look looks a little bit better. I kind of like the look of him. And Captain America, who we saw a little while ago, don't like that at all. Weird pose. It's like you're in a weird pose because you're recreating the cover of the comic. But like, do you have to? Because it just looks a little bit odd. So yeah, I think for me personally, Spidey's my favorite one. But what do you guys think? Do you like the look of these? Comment below. Let me know.
Take his visor before he starts up again.
No, don't! I surrender! Not.
Tolerance is extinction, people, and no one knows that better than Mondo, and they are celebrating X-Men 97 with a San Diego Comic-Con exclusive Cyclops, rocking the gear that he wore at the end of that glorious season of X-Men 97. This guy looks pretty cool. I'm always going to be more of a fan of the Jim Lee style, but if you want the old school looking Dark Phoenix type Cyclops, well, here you go. He's going to be $240. And that's all I can tell you. I don't know if he's available exclusively at Comic-Con, or if you are going to be able to get him on the Mondo website as well. I mean, really, the only way to be sure is to go to Comic-Con. I mean, hey, as if you needed more of a reason.
You're Luther's pet now, Deathstroke?
His money's green, and as a bonus, I get to kill Batman.
Kyoto Revoltech have shown off more images of their 1.5 version of Deathstroke. And I gotta say, I'm actually not a big fan of this. Yeah, Revoltech, they're good now. They really are. The modern Revoltech figures, some gorgeous stuff there. Some of the older ones, though, I had a couple of people message me and say, yo, Dave, that Kyoto Revoltech Deathstroke, I've got the OG one. He ain't good. So I don't know how much they've been able to improve this one. Tart him up like a whore's drawers. It might have been better just going back to the well and doing a whole brand new one. Nonetheless, though, if you want this guy, he is going to be available towards the end of the year. This newer version, I think the swords are different, and if you pre-order, you can get a different head sculpt as well. But honestly, I'm a little bit gun-shy with Revoltech. The new stuff is great. The old stuff, that might just be down to your own personal preference. I'll leave that one up to you.
Megatron was weak like you. He died, only to be reborn like me.
DLX are doing a Nemesis Prime. This looks kind of awesome, even if it is based on the Michael Bay type Transformers designs. I'll still give it a bit of a mulligan because it's just evil Optimus Prime, so that's always going to look badass. This guy's going to be about 11 inches tall, so he's not the small 3DLX ones that I collect, or whatever they're called. These are the slightly bigger format of Transformers that they do. Don't have a price yet, but I imagine it's probably going to be quite expensive because he is big, and he's also going to be made out of metal, which is why I love the DLX figures. They are heavy, they're chunky and chonky, and you can feel where your money's gone. Going to be released around about the fourth quarter of this year, I think, from what I've seen. And just looking at the pictures, yeah, even though it's the ugly, messy cutlery drawer type Michael Bay design, it still kind of works. I think this guy looks pretty cool.
Player one wins!
Goddess Toys are doing a 1/6 scale fighting goddess figure, who I think we can all recognize from a certain video game franchise. Obviously, they're skirting around a few copyright issues here. Hey, she's just a generic fighting lady in a revealing red dress, and if she happens to resemble someone else, well, that's on you, pal. So this should be released around about the end of the year. She's going to be retailing for about $300, so pretty expensive, although I guess a lot of that money has gone into various silicon parts. I guess, silicon ain't cheap. So, I mean, she does look kind of cool. I mean, if you don't have a girlfriend or a boyfriend, maybe don't have this on display when you bring a prospective person home, because people are going to make assumptions. They could be wrong assumptions, but they're still going to make assumptions. That's why occasionally I will put a couple of my figures in the cupboard for when my parents or the vicar come round. It's just something you do as an action figure collector. But this does look really fun though. So yeah, whatever you spend your money on, I ain't kink shaming you. In fact, there's a few more figures we're going to be falling under this category pretty soon in this episode. So with that in mind, let's move on to the next section.
Fear not, Megatron. Cybertron shall remain as you leave it.
Blockies have shown off their newest addition to their Transformers line, this time Shockwave. I love that we're just getting a new one of these every couple of days, because I could just conglomerate them all into one news piece, but I like focusing on the individual guys, and Shockwave, another great Decepticon to add to the collection. These are going to be released later this year, and honestly, I'm loving what we've seen so far.
Scorpion. Sub-Zero. Fight.
Big Bad Toy Store has some extreme set dios up for pre-order now, and these I've heard really good things about. A couple of friends of the show have sent me pictures of their extreme sets, and even though they're essentially just cardboard that you pop out and you bend and fold and glue, the final design actually looks really good, especially for figure photography. If you get your lighting right, then it can really look very effective. So I love what we're seeing here with some of these designs going everywhere from Shaolin Mortal Kombat style temples to cyber labs and space type settings. Very cool. So I've never dabbled with these myself, but just looking at what they have on offer here, yeah, I could be tempted. Again, it's the space. I look around me and I'm like, Dave, you don't have any more space. Nonetheless, though, I think these look kind of cool.
Have adventures in the magical basement bedroom playset.
It's not just for kids. Writing and animation are top-notch.
Yeah.
Kotobukiya are doing a My Little Pony statue. Not something that I would normally cover on here, but also I do love the Kotobukiya aesthetic. It's that cheesecake anime look, and I'm down with that. Do I find animated ponies attractive? I'm not going to get into that here. But I think this is a cool looking statue, going to be released towards the end of the year and is retailing for 20,000 yen, which is about $100, give or take. I've got a couple of these Kotobukiya statues. I've got the anime Optimus Prime and Megatron. I think those look awesome, so I can say from some experience that these statues, they're well put together. They're made of resin, so that kind of reduces the cost, I think, but they're still pretty hard wearing. Even a lummox like me hasn't managed to break them yet. Give it time. I mean, I'm living in a place where we get earthquakes every now and then, so I'm looking at them precariously on my shelf. I think I might add some blue tack. Nonetheless, though, this figure looks kind of fun. I've never been a Brony or a My Little Pony fan, but just from an aesthetic opinion, I think it looks wicked. Pre-orders are open now for this Good Smile Company Modoroid Evangelion Ava unit, and oh my goodness, this looks wicked. I've only seen a couple of episodes of Evangelion, but I just love the design and the purple and green aesthetic. I don't know, maybe it's because I'm a Green Goblin fan. I appreciate that. I'm trying to have a little look to see if there's a size scale here, so you can see how tall he is. 16.5 centimeters, so he's not huge. He's not a big boy, but the aesthetics of the character look real nice, and a good amount of articulation there as well. Got some nice poses in those pictures. Plus, Good Smile, Modoroid, that's like a seal of quality. They always make nice stuff. And it should be, because it's about 30,000 yen, so it's a little over $100. So you're going to be paying for that quality, but like I always say on this channel, what else are you going to spend your money on?
Every human soul, from the most highborn lord to the most basic servitor, is dedicated to the service of the God Emperor of mankind.
Up for pre-order now are the Space Marine Eliminator and Astra Militarium Kasrikin figures. Stupid name. From McFarlane, one thing McFarlane do real well is their Warhammer line. I always rag on them with their DC characters, but dang it! Their Warhammer 40k stuff is just really impressive, and these guys seem to be no exception to that. They're doing the artist proofs as well, so you can get the completely plain ones, so you can paint them up if you want, and get real creative with your customizing. I love that. I'm glancing down at this Eliminator guy. It looks like he's got a cloth cape as well. That's real nice. Dang it! You see, McFarlane, when you're doing stuff that's like, your wheelhouse, mechs, monsters, aliens, all that kind of stuff, and Space Marines pretty much count as mechs. They're wearing those huge, big armored suits, which McFarlane put together so well. So yeah, these guys look awesome.
Can you smell me? Of course, everybody can. Well, close your eyes.
All right, lads, bear with me on this, okay? All right, don't judge me. This is in my news feed, all right? So I'm going to include it. Plus, there are no nipples, which means it's family friendly. All right? Is that how it works? I don't know. I'm going to go with that. This is one for the furries out there, was what I'm saying. No kink shaming. Everyone's welcome here. It's this wolf character, which is actually, I got to admit, the more I look at it, the more I kind of like it. Like, it's just a whole lot of fun. It's got these ridiculous proportions, cute little anime wolfy face, and as an action figure, a whole bunch of range of motion and articulation, and it looks pretty. So this is the new Wolf Girl action figure, Moriyuki Shion by Kayaki Hobby. a lot of words that are brand new to me there. And this was sent to me by someone on Instagram initially, and then I saw it pop up in the Model Behaviour Facebook group, and I was like, you know what? It's an action figure. I'm going to cover it. And I stand by that. This is kind of funny, but I also think it's genuinely, just as far as action figures go, it's a pretty cool looking action figure. Don't judge me. 3-0 have revealed this incredible looking Robotech figure, and again it's 3-0, so it's exactly their wheelhouse, making robots and mechs out of metal that just look incredible. Let me read off some details here. For now it's only available on pre-order through events that are occurring in USA, Taiwan, China and Hong Kong. So basically all the trade and toy fairs. I imagine it'll have a wider release later. So yeah, Robo Duo, height around 20 centimeters, price 1,270 RMB. What is RMB? I keep seeing RMB. Let me just look this up here. RMB is, Chinese yuan. I don't really even know how to pronounce that. So 1,000, how much was that? 1,270 is, in UK pounds, 135 pounds. So probably similar in dollars at the moment. And yeah, for all you 80s Robotech fans, I think this might be kind of tempting.
Ladies and gentlemen, Garfield and friends.
Boss Fight Studios are doing a 1-to-1 scale Garfield. That's just kind of fun. This guy's retailing for about 30,000 yen, which is about 150 pounds, so similar in dollars. And it's a life-size Garfield. Don't know what else to tell you. There he is. It looks pretty wicked, actually. Again, I look around my room and I'm like, Dave, where would you put a life-size Garfield? And I'm like, I don't know. But I'd try real hard to find the space. I really would. Today's cosplay cover artist is Miss Carrie June. Go give her a follow on Instagram, because there's one thing that's always just going to win my heart for a cosplayer, and that's someone who puts in the work at the gym so that they can look like the superheroes that they portray. And the only thing that I'll say for this lady is that she might actually be inaccurate, because most of these characters are not as jacked as she is. So fair play to you, my dear. You're kind of crushing it right there. So guys, go give her a follow. She's doing awesome stuff. And folks, that does it for Good News for today. Thank you so much for watching. What did you think about the items covered? Comment below. Let me know. And if you like what you see here and you want to see more, then you know what you gotta do. You gotta join the 6-1 Clicks by clicking the like, share, and subscribe buttons. And if you want to go one step beyond in supporting the channel, well, you can do that as well. You can get yourself a YouTube channel membership. Yeah, it only costs you a couple of bucks a month. You know what that does? Well, it helps me pay the bills, which I very much appreciate. But also, it means that you can join in with the live chats and see some of the live streams when I do the member exclusive ones. You can see some of the exclusive reviews and extra videos that I make. Bear it in mind, as I just say, these are all extra stuff. Everything that is model behavior, that's the stuff that I put out like for free on the channel every other day, tirelessly working, honestly, because I enjoy doing it. If I wasn't doing this, goodness only knows what I'd be up to. Probably no good, most likely. So thank goodness I have a YouTube channel to keep me busy. But if you want to help that out and see some extra stuff, then you can get yourself a channel membership. It's hugely appreciated. So gang, thank you so much for watching, and until next time, keep displaying model behavior.
Big time.